Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your free MLB Baseball previews and prediction for Wednesday. It is April 12th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Hump Day Wednesday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by bullpenpicks.com. Sign up today. It's a free website, folks. All you got to do is sign up at bullpenpicks.com. Once you sign up, you're going to go to the Make Pick page, and then you're going to use the slider or on your mobile device, the pull-down menu, pick the percentage play of your selection, and then scroll down to the bottom, save those picks, and then you go right to the top. You follow the top pickers, the most followed, the hottest pickers, and it's all for free at bullpenpicks.com. All right, let's take a look at the Major League Baseball and the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, they're called the Tampa Bay Rays, 11-0 to start the season. Milwaukee Brewers, 8-3 on the season. Atlanta, a big win last night, 8-4 on the season. The Yankees clobbered the Cleveland Guardians. They are now 7-4. A little bit of a setback at Chase Field last night with the D-backs. 7-5 was the final. Pittsburgh 7-4. San Diego 7-5. Texas 7-4. Cleveland 7-5, and the Toronto Blue Jays home opener, a big winner. And the type of teams in the Raymond Report, if you've been following the Raymond Report, you know I look at teams in three tiers, right? The A-type teams, those are teams above with a winning record of 60% or higher. And right now we got 9 teams with 60% or higher. And normally, you know, throughout the first 10 weeks, there'll be 9, and you're going to start seeing it go down, right? It's really tough to stay above 60% in Major League Baseball, but those are your top 9, your alpha dogs right now. And your Bravos, those are the B-type teams with a 50 to 59.9 win percentage. Those are Baltimore, Cleveland, the LA Angels, New York Mets, the Dodgers, Arizona, San Diego. And the C-type teams, those are teams that are like an old high school sweetheart, right? You just can't trust them, and those are your C-type teams. And you can see we do have quite a few of them, right? So about 13. And so you can check it out right here, atsstats.com. Go to your dashboard. Once you go to your dashboard, you're going to see 2 types of standings. Go to ATS Standing 2, and that's where you're going to get the full standings. Oh yeah, you know what? I want to show you guys something. Yep, before we get to the next topic at hand here, the SBI. If you go to the pull down menu here, or the arrows, over teams, Houston, the top over under team in the leagues, in the bigs, 9-3 to the over. Oakland 8-3, Cleveland and Chicago all have 8 overs on the year. And speaking of overs, folks, we've been talking about the over unders on the season in Major League Baseball. Very high yesterday, and you know what? 10-5. And if you look at the last, say, 8-9 days, it's been 1, 2. We had a push right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the last 9 days have gone over. 7, 1, and 1 to the over. That tells me the bookmaker's not doing a really good job with the totals right now. And normally they're right on top of this stuff. But the thing, the parity in sports is really one thing. And it's a tough thing to grasp and handle. But once you've got it, and this is why for bettors, this is a time where when the bookmakers are still trying to adjust their totals number, this is where you got to really pound in and make your profits when they're reeling. The bookmakers are reeling right now on the total, because look at the total, and their totals are too low. So because their totals are too low, what's happening? All the games are going over the total, right? So 10-5 yesterday, 5-8-1 was the only unders day, and that was what on Monday? I believe that was on Monday. 5-8-1. And then the weekend was just flying. The ball was flying right out of the parks. But on the 7-day average, 57.7. And what's the bookmaker's job, right? Got 100 people in the room. You want 50 betting the over, 50 betting the under, and they'll make their money with the vigorous, right? All right, so looking at the, again, favorites, get that big, tall glass of milk, because you're going to wash down all that chalk that you're going to be betting on the last couple of days. 11-4 yesterday for the favorites. 73% of the favorites cashed in, and this is why the computer picks doing well. And you know, the computer picks that I give you each and every day, they do tend to cater more towards the favorites because of the analytics. And you know, every time the bookmaker tells you who's the favorite, he's telling you who he thinks is going to win the game, right? He or she who's going to win the game. But 58% the computer picks doing a really good job at the computer picks. So pretty good day. And 57% to the over-under. So anytime I give out the picks and I give you guys the winner and then the total, that's exactly what the record is on my last 100 releases. And folks, you can get the computer picks each and every day right here at atsstats.com. Use promo code VIP15 and get 15% off your next membership right here at atsstats.com. All right, let's go around the horn, as they say in Major League Baseball, and let's kick it off at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, where the Pirates lost yesterday. Oh, they won, yesterday. Yeah, that was a good game. Yeah, I remember that was a good game. And it was, 4-1 and 4-4, and then they opened it up. 7-4 was the final. Minus 165 is the financials on the Stros. They're going to send Jose Urquidy to the hill today against Philip Valdez of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, the Pirates winning yesterday. You know what? The Pirates and what was the other team? Arizona. I told you guys could be your under-the-radar type teams. Oh, Arizona had a little bit of a setback yesterday. But keep an eye on those two teams coming out of the gate. Chicago Cubs, too. Hey, those friendly Cubbies up there in the bleacher... the bleacher bums, right, in Wrigley. But, let's get back to this one. Minus 165 is the line, and 9.5 is the total. So look at that. The total starting to climb up, right? Bookmakers starting to adjust. And let's see here what happens. 5.3 to 4.2, the over-under at 9.58. And we're going to give the Stros a 53.7% chance of winning. They're 5-7, your World Series defending champions, starting off the 2023 campaign on a losing record, 5-7, but 9-3 to the over. So I wonder if pitching is an issue there in Houston. But look at that total, 9.5. That tells me the bookmaker he's just trying. They're just trying to get back to 500. Try to lower. What goes up must come down. Keep an eye on the totals here today. Chicago White Sox taking on the Twinkies. Now Minnesota minus 165 favorite at Target Field. First pitch today, 1:10 Eastern at Target Field. Chicago White Sox yesterday, or actually the 4-3 loss to Pablo Lopez and the Twins. Today, Sonny Gray going to get the nod here for Minnesota up against Lucas Giolito. Now Giolito, the one thing with Giolito, if he has a good day, it's lights out. If he has a bad day, it's get that bullpen ready early in the fourth inning. So we'll see which Jekyll and Hyde pitcher Giolito is going to show up here today against Sonny Gray and the Twins. And we do like Minnesota in this one, 4.9 to 4.01, the over-under at 8.94. So, again, we do like this one to go over the total today at Target Field. 57.5% chance of winning for Minnesota. Twins' last 3 games, and also for the White Sox, all 3 have gone under the total. The strength of the schedule, 55 and 46, respectively. 55 for the White Sox. And looking at their last 10 over-unders, 2 teams going in the opposite direction. Chicago 7-3 to the over, while the Twins 3-6-1. This one was finished early yesterday. This one was got out of hand early for for Cleveland at Progressive Field. Yeah, the Yankees, they showed up big time last night, winning 11-2 was the final. And looking at today's starting pitcher you got Battenfield against Clark Schmidt. In fact, when I look at the starting rotation here, let me get my inside the numbers here, and let me go get the numbers for. Where is it there? Just bear with me. There it is. All right, so Battenfield, first start this year. Clark Schmidt, 9.45 ERA, so a little bit high here for old Clarky. And we'll see what happens today at Progressive Field. Maybe the over, look at that, 9.5. 118 is the line. I had minus 148 on my value index. So if you look down here, VI, that's my number. And I compare my number to the bookmakers to see if I got value in that game or not. Minus 138 for Cleveland. Now, keep in mind, Cleveland's still a 7-5 team. Yankees 7-4, but we're going to lean with the Bronx Bombers here today. 4.8 to 4.7, the over-under at 9.64. And the chance of winning, both teams below 50%. 48 for Cleveland, 46.1. And again, as I said many times in the show, these are indicators, right? Every time I give you like a forecast, the Cow, the value index, the Kogo, the VIC, those are all indicators. And the way you build your confidence on a pick, the more indicators you can lean towards one side or total, there you go. You're on your way to a nice winning selection. San Diego Padres taking on the New York Mets. The Mets losing yesterday 4-2. San Diego bounced back yesterday from that first loss. And Blake Snell going to go up against Tyler McGill from Better Call Saul. No, just kidding. But it does sound like it would sound like a great lawyer's office at Better Call Saul, right? Tyler McGill. Or wasn't that already McGill? But anyways, minus 115 is the line. 8.5 is the total. And we are going to lean with the Padres in this one. 4.6 to 4.2. The over-under at an 8.91. So we do like this one again to go over the total. A 49.3% chance of winning compared to 46.2. Chance, look at this strength of schedule in the Mets, 61.2, and they're 500. So you know what? That's pretty respectable. When your strength of schedule is anywhere above like 56%, you're at 61.2, and you're 6-6. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. 7-5 for the Padres. Strength of schedule is 55, and these are 2 playoff type teams, right? Let's be honest. These 2 teams could be in the playoffs come October. Seattle taking on the Chicago Cubs. Wow, the Mariners not having the season that they thought they would have. When you look at the overall picture of everything, look at the where are the Mariners? Down here, I thought, that was the over-under. Let me go back to my straight-up factor right here. And let's go way down. I need a special browser to see the Mariners here. There they are, 4-8, 27th spot right now overall. So yeah, struggling, as Joe Namath would say. And minus 115 is the financials. Logan Gilbert going up against Marcus Stroman. Stroman's been having a pretty good start to the season. Competitive juice are flowing. Every time he's on the hill these last couple of starts, he is, you can tell the emotions are really, he's competitive. He's just out there and he wants to win, and you love it, right? Minus 115, 10 is the total today at Wrigley, so the wind must be blowing out to the river, the lake. And looking at the forecast, 5.02 to 4.7, the over-under at 9.75. So we'd like this one to stay under the total today at Wrigley. Seattle, 3-game losing streak, and 3-7 in their last 10 games, 4-8 in the season. And for the Chicago Cubs, 6-4. Cubbies are 6-4. And again, you look at this Cubs lineup, there's nothing really fantastic about it, but the gritty Cubbies just keep winning. All right, the other team in the NL Central Division, the St. Louis Cardinals, minus 184 today against the Rockies, and last night a 9-6 win for the Cards over let me see here, was it Jose Urena going for against Miles Mikolas? No, Jose's going today, and yesterday was Kyle Freeland, that's right, against Miles Mikolas. Today you got Jack Flaherty, the old veteran, going for the Cards up against Jose Urena. And looking at the chance of winning, look at that chance of winning here, the cow on the Cards, 71.4% compared to 34.6% for the Rockies. Rockies' strength of schedule, 38.7, 5-7 on the year with that strength of schedule in the last 7 games. 59.1% for the Cards. I don't know what's going on with the Cards, but a slow start, 4-7. They got a good team. You know, they did well against the Blue Jays in the first series, but it's been all downhill since. 71.4% chance of winning today. 6.4, 5.1 the over-under. 11.55. Look at that total at Coors, right? That's like 2 touchdowns right there. Milwaukee taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks at Chase Field today. 3:40 first pitch today at Chase. Minus 120 is the line here on Jason Junk. Hey, Jason Junk. I know there's a joke in there somewhere, but I won't do it. Drew Jameson going here for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Sounds like a beer, eh? Jameson beer or something. Minus 120, again, 9.5 is the total, and we are going to lean with Milwaukee. 4.8 to 4.7, the over-under at 9.64, and both teams' chance of winning in the 40s, the higher 40s. 5 unders for the Brew Crew in the last 5 games, so they're riding a 5-under streak. 8-3 on the year, and 7-5 for Arizona. This is going to be a good. It's going to be a good game here today at Chase Field. Miami Marlins, one of our picks. We went 2-1 with our premium picks yesterday. Miami was one of them. The Yankees was the other, and I believe the other pick. What was the other pick I had? I'll show you in a minute. I think it was. Now that I said it, I got to go look at it. Right? You know me. Once I get on these fact-checking missions. Miami, Houston. Yeah, Houston, we had a problem. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was looking good, but it fell short. But still 2-1 with a profit with the Miami Marlins. Miami today going to send Genesis Cabrera to the hill against, or that's Edward Cabrera, isn't that Edward? I don't know. Keeps putting Genesis. It's Edward Cabrera. Maybe that's his middle name or something. But the feed always keeps putting Genesis Cabrera. I'll have to check out why he does that. Edward Cabrera going here today for the Marlins up against Zach Wheeler for the Phillies. Now the Phillies a minus 192 favorite. I had them at plus 139. That's because they're 4-7 on the year. You know, here's the thing: perception versus reality, right? You see a veteran pitcher like Zach Wheeler, you say, oh, okay, you know what? That minus 192, that's reputation. That's a reputation line right there. The facts here, just the facts, man, right? Just the facts. 139, 4-7 on the year. That's my line. That's their record, and that's the perception of a good pitcher like Zach Wheeler going on the hill at home in Philly against a team that's 5-7, right? So always remember, in sports betting, you got to look through the perception versus reality lenses and go find those winners. We'll find that needle in the haystack, right? And today we do like the Phillies going, after saying all that, yeah, we like the Phillies, 4.8 to 3.4, the over-under at 8.24, 66.01% chance of winning here for the Phillies, who are now, last 3 games have gone over, same thing for the Marlins. Strength of schedule, 40s, and let me see, anything else other sticking out? Oh, the Kogo. Look at that Kogo. Chance of game going over the total is at a low 20%. Washington Nationals taking on the LA Angels. Now the Halos a 170 favorite. 9 is the total. And you got Griffin Canning going up against Mackenzie Gore of the Washington Nationals. 170 is the line. Minus 218 was my line, so you're getting a little bit of a discount here with Canning on the bump. And we're going to go with the Angels 4.9 to 4.01, the over-under at 8.94. and we do like this game to stay under the total. All right, the Orange Birds, the Orioles, big win last night, 12-8. 20 runs scored in the game. That was that grand salami last night. Did it go, or was that hockey? I can't remember. Grand salami when the bookmakers put a total on the game. I think it's hockey, grand salami, or baseball. I don't know. -1. I should know. It's been 27 years. But when you do this for so often and you get into these podcast modes, you get confused sometimes. All right, -185, 8.5 is the total, and we're going to lean with Baltimore here at 5.6 to 3.4. The over/under at 9.12. So we do like this game to go over the total. Look at the chance of winning for the Orioles, 64.7%. First pitch tonight at Camden Yards, 6:35 Eastern. Oakland coming in on a 6-game lose streak, and along with Detroit, two of the worst teams in Major League Baseball, 2-9 on the season. Dean Kremer up against Waldichuk for I think it's Ken Waldichuk, right? I think it was, Ken Waldichuk, the lefty, going for Oakland. Oakland on a 6-game low. All right, the Boston Red Sox just can't wait to get out of Tampa Bay, just like every other team going to Tampa Bay to face the Rays. -126 is the line, 8.5 is the total, and we are going to lean with the Rays. Rays 4.59, Boston 4.23, the over/under at 8.82, so we do like it to go over the total. Chris Sale, the old veteran, going up against Archie Bradley for the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays on 11-game win streak, 54.8% chance of winning, -126. A little bit of a discount here. I had them at -226. You know what? Chris Sale, that's the reason why. Normally, if it wasn't Chris Sale, it'd probably be at -226 because Chris Sale is on the other side of the ledger. That's why you're seeing -126. Boston, though, 5-6 on the year. Strength of schedule has been pretty tough. Last 7, 61.2. Should be a good game here today at Tropicana. First pitch, 6:40 Eastern. The Toronto Blue Jays fell early, behind early, 3-1. Alex Manoah kept his composure, didn't let anything fade him. And former Tampa Bay Rays, Kevin Kiermaier, have a really good game yesterday. He stole the home run in the second inning. Just robbed the. If you've seen the new stadium now, or the outfield in Toronto, they have the outfields. I think the fences in the middle are 8 feet now, so you're going to see a lot of home runs being stolen. Kiermaier just made a beautiful catch yesterday, and you probably saw it in the highlights. -280 is the line. That's a big one. 208 I had as a number, and you got Kevin Gausman going up against Derek Rodriguez. But the bad news is, your bad news is for Tiger fans. Yeah, you're 2-8 on the season, and looking at the financials here. -280, and we had him at plus 192, right? I had him at 192. If you like Detroit, you're getting good value here, but bad news is you're facing a very hot Toronto Blue Jay team who's 7-4, 2-game win streak, and they do very well at the Rogers Center. Cincinnati taking on the Atlanta Braves. Now the Braves -270, 7.5 is the total. And just one sec here, I want to see something on the last Toronto game. I want to see on Kiermaier. Yeah, 382. I was wondering what his batting average was. Yeah, 382 for Kevin Kiermaier. Hey, there's my my phone went off there. There's a what do you call it, a fine. Hey, you got to put $5 in the fishbowl. -270 is the line. 7.5 is the total, and we are going to lean with the Atlanta Braves, who won 7-6. A little bit too close for comfort there last night. 4.5 to 3.4. The over/under at 7.92. 66.6% chance of winning here for the Chop Shop, who are on a 2-game win streak right now, while the Reds on a 2-game slide. Shane Green against Spencer Strider today at SunTrust Park. Kansas City taking on the Texas Rangers. Now the Rangers winning yesterday 8-5 over the Royals. The Royals right now 3-9 on the season, 7-4 for Texas. And we are going to lean with Nathan Eovaldi over Brad Keller, 5.2 to 3.9, the over-under at 9.21. So we do like this one to go over the total. Kansas City riding a 3-game win streak, while the Rangers on a 3-game high, and their last 4 have gone over the total. Strength of schedule, pretty good, 55 and 59 respectively. And your final game of the evening at Oracle Park between the Giants and the Dodgers. Dodgers losing last night 5-0, so this series is now split 1-1. You got Alex Cobb going against the old veteran Clayton Kershaw here for the LA Dodgers, and Kershaw on the season 1-1, 3.7 ERA. The lefty against the righty in Cobb, and Cobb on the year 0-1, 2.53 ERA. What's the over/under? 7.5. 165 is the line here on the Dodger Blue. I had 161, so you can see right in the ballpark, as we would say in our terms, fair market value. The Kogo's at 48%. Kogo stands for chance of game going over, so basically a coin flip when it comes to the over-under, but we do like Dodgers 4.7 to 3.5, the over-under at 8.3, so we do like it to go over the total today, and that game is at Oracle Park. All right, let's get to your fan favorites, and that's the 80% Club stats. Stats are your friend. Hey, trends are your friends, but they don't pay the rent. But let's get right into this. And the New York Mets, 9-1 as a home team, coming off a 2-run loss the last 4 years. That's good for 90%, coming off that loss to the Padres. The under, 10-2 for the Houston Astros as an away team, coming off a game where they allowed 7 runs against the last 2 years. That's good for 83%. Also, the Brew Crew, 9-2 as a away team when they're on a 2-game road trip. So in game number 3, they're 9-2 for 81.8%. Dodger Blue, 41-10 as an away team, coming off a game that went under the total the last 3 years. That's really good for 80.6. And the thing I like about that stat, it's not like a 9-2 or a 2-9-1, 10 occurrence. We're talking about 51 occurrences here. So there's a little bit of a developing trend that you probably trust more. The more games and occurrence you have, the more trust factor you have in that pick, right? 41-10 as an away team, coming off a game that went under the total the last 3 years. And lastly but not least, the over, 8-2 for the Mariners as an away team on a 3-game losing streak the last 2 years. Yeah, let's see if Seattle can shake this off. And speaking of shaking off, don't forget, guys, if you love trends and you go to our Raymond Report light version, so you go inside the members there, go to dashboard, see the light blue. That's for the light version of the Raymond Report trends. And I'll show you a good feature right at the bottom. And normally, some games don't have stats. Let me check out the White Sox. And you just scroll right down to the bottom, you'll get more stats and trends right down here. But see, this is a good one. Anytime Chicago's a road team during a day game versus AL Central opponent, allowed 4 runs against in the last game, coming off a loss in game 2 of a series, 12-1 to the under. So those are the other types of stats that you do like. But I like the stats where it's like when any team is in this situation. Those are team trends, but I like league system trends. And let's see if I can get one real quickly here so we don't prolong this video as much. Don't see. Sometimes, again, some of the times there's just no stats to associated with that game. But you know what? What I'll do is if I find one, I'll put one into the comment section. Oh, there we go. All right, here's the one I was talking about. Any Major League Baseball that's minus 120 to 140 versus a right-handed pitcher, 3rd game of a series before a non-division game, allowed 1 run or less against in their last game. And that game was coming off a right-handed pitcher, and it was a win against a National League West division opponent, 14-3-3. So since 1996, this situation here has only happened 20 times. And look at that, 14-3-3. So keep an eye out on the Milwaukee, Arizona over today. And that, my friends, is a league system trend compared to a team system trend. I prefer league trends because it's when every other team's been in that exact situation compared to that one team, right? It could be Wrigley or it could be Coors. That trend of those two fields because of the wind and the altitude, it has an effect on that team, where when a league system trend, it just means that it doesn't affect just one team. It's like this is a situation pattern that happens when every other team's in this spot, and that's why I prefer those league system trend. Speaking of special offers, don't forget you can get 15% off your next membership right here. Use promo code VIP15, get 15% off your next membership right here at ATSstats.com. And lastly but not least, don't forget bullpenpicks.com. Go follow the top baseball pickers. You can follow my picks each and every day right here at bullpenpicks.com. Check it out and sign up for free, and you'll be glad you did. All right, folks, that was the Major League Baseball, the Ron Raymond Baseball Podcast. Good thing I got my cue card here to remind me about that. But you can see it. It's right here on the YouTube channel. If you join the show, hit that like button. And if you want to see some more, subscribe. And every time we go on air or the video is released, hopefully you'll get an email reminder saying, hey, that guy Ron Raymond just released a video, and you can probably go watch it right now at the YouTube channel. All right, folks, have yourself a great Wacky Wednesday, and we'll be back here on a Thursday with another edition of the Raymond Report. Cheers.